hoping to support her opening bowling partner who started off the innings with a tidy over. As D'Souza comes in, round the wicket to the right-hander. Interesting angle to take. Perhaps just trying to get the batters thinking early on, not letting them get too comfortable and too in their rhythm.
Oh, that's an edge. And the Brazilians wish they had some sleep. And it goes all the way down, third man.
Yeah, and it begs the question, bowling right arm round across the right-hander. You're asking the questions of the batter, and I think you can expect a few edges like that. So I think early on especially, putting a fielder there in the slips, perhaps second slip, wouldn't be a waste at all.
Usually in the power play, there's someone there. But for the Brazilians, they seem to be having quite a different plan. It might be a strategy, but they just dropped a fielder down at third man. And that's the third man and the deep square leg at the fielders outside the ring. And she drives it, but back to the bowler. No run made.
Yeah, an inside edge there from the batter on strike, Gahinde. Just struggling to get perfectly into her rhythm, struggling to find the middle of the bat. Bowling nice and straight here is D'Souza, not giving the batter any width to work with.
Oh, and that was close, but she missed it. Tried to block it, and that gets us to the end of the second over. 8 runs on board for no loss.
Yeah, it's good to see from the Brazilian side, just thinking outside of the box a little bit, right arm round to the right hander, not something you'd typically expect to see, but as we saw there, it draws the edge. Last ball, swing and a miss. Definitely think they could take a step up in terms of their attacking field, get a slip in there, really put the batter under pressure. And here we have a bowling change from the Banana Plantation end. Nicole running in there, starting off with a full toss. Waist high that's been dispatched. Very good batting there, being quick onto that poor delivery. Definition of a loosener, I think. And it's been punished. Good batting there, putting the bowler under pressure straight away.
Yeah, and then Nicole opens our account with a boundary. That's the second boundary of the innings. First boundary for Eseibe.
Yeah, that's better there. That's a great response from Nicole. Adjusting her line and length. Interesting call, just the 1 over for the Brazilian opener before a bowling change. Thought she had a good first over as that's nicely driven through the covers. Quick pick up and throw, good backing up there as well. Staying nice and alert, just limiting it to the 1 run. But good running, nice and positive there, being well aware of the field. Quick off the mark. Is that one full again, straight to cover there.
And that's yes, first wicket down. She got caught. And Abdullah Kwadli, she departs after getting caught at short fine leg.
Yeah, safe hands there. It was a full toss, perhaps not the best delivery, but it was a top edge. And the safe hands there of Lara. Kind of a wide fine leg, a wide short fine leg there. Interesting field position, but perfectly positioned there. Barely had to move for that one. The batter no doubt will be very disappointed with that, having got off to a good start, but she must depart.
And Esther Sande joins Eseyibe on the crease. And she drives it down mid-off. And she makes no run. And that brings us to the end of the third over with only 13 runs on board. And with the loss of a wicket. Yeah, Oliver, I think if you're seeing this, the Brazilian captain is trying a strategy. If you see, no bowler has come twice from the end. This is a fourth bowler in the innings. Oh, she's coming back for her second innings. But from the Banana Plantation end, we had two different bowlers.
Yeah, you'd imagine some strategy behind that. Now coming from the Pavilion end. Had a good first over though. Still coming from that angle round the wicket. Asking the questions of the batter. They have a sweeper out deep on the leg side. No cover on the offside boundary, so if they can get it through.
That's a loud appeal. And the umpire is less interested in the appeal.
Yeah, if they can get it through that inner ring on the offside, then it's a guaranteed boundary. But I think it's good to see early on, in these early stages from Brazil, keeping a nice tight field, not dropping too many fielders out in the boundaries. They do go up for a half-hearted appeal, but coming round the wicket, it's unlikely that an LBW will be successful. Even having the third man on the boundary is possibly an interesting one, as I've said before. With that angle, a wide ball there, but plenty of swing and misses, potentially leading to that edge. It's a nice shape there. Touch of in-swing maybe. Bowling very straight. The batter just happy to play it with a nice, equally straight bat back to the bowler. You see, creating that angle round the wicket, the batter with a nice open stance there. She hits it onto her own foot, and it ricochets onto the stumps there. And that's the end of the fourth over there. 14 for 1.
कितने पैसे चाहिए? पैसा नहीं इज्जत। मोहल्ले के चिरकुट लौंडे हरा रहे हैं मैं फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स में। आप एक्सपर्ट हो, सिखाओ। सिखाऊंगा तो जाने दोगे?
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
From the Brazilians with the ball, and Nicole Monteiro comes back, and she's driven down long off and looks to be going down the rope. Yeah, and it crosses the rope. That's another boundary, and Esther Sande gets off the mark with the boundary.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot there, isn't it? Picking that gap on the offside. fielder put up a chase but had no chance. It was struck very nicely. Nice full bowling from Nicole there, but that ball was dispatched. Lovely shot from Sandy. Good reply there from Nicole, though. Back-to-back boundaries will be the last thing on the Brazilians' wish list, so it's always important. How can you respond? They've reacted to that shot and dropped the mid-off to long off there. They can see just what a good driver Sandy is as the ball is struck to that long off, and it's some good fielding just to restrict them to the one. They think about the two. Sensible running there.
I think Captain Roberta is trying to limit the number of boundaries to ease her chase. If you look at the field setting, which is ever changing, after reading the batter's reactions to the ball,
good cricket going on here at Gahanga, where we are seeing positive and brilliant attitude here from the fielders. They're not taking anything to chance. I think it's one thing that we've seen great, especially in this game today, is that Brazil seems to have fixed all the mistakes they were giving in the previous games, and now they're not leaving anything to chance, and rightfully so. It is a crucial match to determine which of the teams scoops the 5th position of the Kwibuka tournament. End of the 5th over, 24-1, and in their batting is no other than Esther and Izegbe. And today, to spice things up in the commentary box, we are joined by the technical director of Rwanda Cricket Association, Mr. Suji. Good morning, Suji. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mary. How are you? How are you doing?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still in the morning scenario, and joined here is our very own Anurada Dodabalup from the Dodabalapur, I beg your pardon, the captain of the German team. And ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a quick recap, they registered the first win in their last match of this tournament. Anurada, good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon. You just made my surname sound like a dollop of ice cream.
I beg your pardon there, and I'm really sorry for misspelling that, but I'll get it right before the end of the day. And now, Mr. Suji, how do you think the first game went today? German versus Botswana.
Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you very much, Mary. At 21 for 1 in 5 overs. Thank you very much for the introduction, and also thank you very much for the Germans being here. And today we have, the captain who hasn't played much. She's enjoyed her game. So at this point, Mary, maybe if let's leave for Alur to take us through, as she didn't play, and she can also tell us why, as a captain, she was sitting outside.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit unfortunate. I had a lower back injury earlier in the series, so it's pity that I couldn't contribute on the field, but hopefully can come back in a few days for the next series that we're on.
Being together here with Brazil, definitely you are the first other team that hasn't been in this tournament before.
Mhm.
What do you feel that your presence here with the Brazilians was in this tournament?
Well, I think it's been a great honor for us to be the first European country to be invited here for the Kwibuka tournament, and I think to be here to also kind of to celebrate cricket first of all, to play with all the African countries, as well as Brazil, who's a South American entry. And to be playing here in Rwanda is just a fantastic experience for us, because again this environment, this sort of a group of team, we haven't seen that before. So an eight nation tournament is probably one of the first times we've played since the T20I rankings have come into play. So I think there's a lot of learnings that we will take back to Germany and kind of work on, and we'd love to come back again next year.
Coming back, we're seeing one of the Nigerian girls going back as well, going back to the pavilion. Yes, off a run out. We've gotten a wicket there. It's run out, and the Nigerians have been running themselves out quite consistently. Favor getting out there, calling, and not be able, her partner is not able to respond to her call, going back, and there was a good throw back to the keeper, and the keeper did the cleaning. At 21 for 2. 27 for 2 in the 6th over. Sunday Salome coming in. Sunday coming in is one of the players who will be staying back in the elite team. Coming back to Allure, the tournament, he is picking up the pieces and picking up the positives that the German team has learned. And how would you share the learning curve that the German team has learned so far in this tournament?
Yeah, I think we've just realized that somehow in the lead up to tournaments, the first few days we're always a bit rusty, but to the latter end of the tournament, I think we picked up the pieces, and it's great to finish on a high, to finish on a win today. But as we've discussed, I think there's some patches that we've done really well in terms of bowling, or on some days with the fielding. But the moment all of that comes together is really what's kind of driven us to a win this morning. So I think there's a lot more for us to work on some basics, as well as kind of working around the ball as batters, kind of pushing that run rate from initial stages when we're batting. So there's quite a few things we've identified, and we'd like to go back and work on that as early as we can.
That's very, very honest, and from a captain, it's normally important to pick up the the positives. Playing all the 8 games, the 7 games, and not winning one. But I think they saved the best for last. At 27 for 2 in 7 overs, the Brazilians are hanging in there. It is a very, very good competition. As Ms. Renata is coming in to bowl today, she's the captain. She's bowled well, and she's coming her right arm round. A skill that is not very easy. So and that ball should be repeated again. 27 for 2, 7 over 7.1. As Nigerians looking to redeem themselves and to get the 5th spot. Alur, you guys have won the last game, and something that I've seen your team doing every evening it is the team bonding, it is fines. And I also want to thank you for finding me for the very first time I came in. Yes, you find me, so I thank you very much. It shows that cricket has friendship, but sometimes there's no friendship too much, and I think that is competition in it. As Sandy plays the ball down leg for a couple there, taking the score to 29 for 2 of 7.3 overs. I mean, so what does that system help, of course, at the end of the game? Yes, is it a team bonding? Is it just feedback? I know, of course, you should not give us the details, but I think it is a very, very good thing that you guys do after every single game. And of course, yes, having a meet sing. I mean, meet sing is our local beer.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just a silly way to end the day. You know, you have ups and downs in the games. Everybody has that. And we kind of just take the mickey out of each other. So whether you've done something right, you get fined. Whether you've done something wrong, in jest, I don't think people are having a go at each other, but just to kind of, as I said, just pull each other's leg a bit in good jest. And I think that kind of brings the spirit together, and everyone goes to bed with a smile on their face. It's nothing, there's no point taking that to the next day. Next day, new game, you've got to have a fresh start. So it's a nice way to end the day. But we do that when we get together for our training weekends as well, back in Germany, on tours as well. And, if you're part of our fine circle, you are one of us, Martin. So I don't know if you've paid the fines, just a reminder on air.
Even now on the mic, I've still been fined. Interesting. I said.
That was close.
Wow. DRS. Rwanda Cricket, we need DRS. This is where it all comes. Rwanda Cricket, we need DRS. Wow. That is the love of cricket. There's sometimes a lot of excitement, but from where we are sitting, the Rwandan captain has given the fielder out, but if you can see the replay, there we go. Renata throws it to the keeper, and the keeper throws it down, and the batter just makes it.
Probably in, yeah.
Diving into the swimming pool. That is a very, very good judgment by the umpire there, Eric. Yeah, coming back to you. Thank you very much for that. Tell us, Paris playing Kenya. How did she take the process? Being in Kenya, being a Kenyan, playing against Kenya. Yes, how did she take that process when she was told that she's playing against Kenya?
Well, I think she had a few memories flashing by. Good ones, I hope, with her former teammates. I reckon it's always a weird feeling when you have to play against your former teammates. I've had that playing against some county members back in the UK when Germany toured Northumberland. But you're on one side. You've got friends outside the 60 yards. We're all friends. I think we're all for the game. But when you're in there, you're playing your most competitive cricket against the opposition. So I reckon she enjoyed it. We did make fun of her saying, "Did you sing both the anthems?" at the start. But she did not answer that question, for which obviously she got fined. So yeah, but I'm quite pleased that she bowled in that game, and she also got a chance to bat. So yeah.
Just a last question before I let you go. At 31 for 2, the 8th over, interesting running here. The coaches, I'm sure, their hearts, yes, are missing heartbeats the way they are seeing. The Nigerians running, but it's all cricket. Every single run is important. As Lindsay clears that ball and throws it back, one bounce to the bowler. Is there something that you would share with the squad that stayed back home? Any piece of advice? For them, of course, while you're here, you've seen, you've touched, you've conquered the last game. Is there any advice that you tell, the young upcoming, Germans back home, on how to join this team?
Yeah, definitely. I guess for most of our players who've been sort of supporting us, watching back home, I'm sure they're keen to be part of the squad when we come back in the future. Because this is such a great exhibition of cricket and the talent from all the teams that are present here. And these are games that help you grow. Sure, you lose some, you win some, but as I said earlier, the experience we're going to take back from here is going to be quite valuable. And the more games we play, we improve. And these are great wickets, good grounds, good facility. So we're super grateful to Rwanda Cricket Association for inviting us. And Martin, you've been an absolute pleasure to work with, and I say that on behalf of our support staff and the whole team. And we'd love to have you over in Germany whenever possible. So I'm hoping we'll have a more younger group of girls coming in next year, and hopefully, if we do manage to put together under 19 squad, which I'd like to be involved in the future, I would love to get them over to come and play here. And as you said, with the elite league that'll follow after this, I think that'll be great experience for our players who are taking part in that. Susie, and I'm sure she'll have something to bring back and share with our players back in Germany as well.
Thank you very much, and it's nice to hear that you're coming back. So you're most welcome, and we wish to have you again. Have a good afternoon and enjoy the rest of Rwanda. Rwanda is a good country. It is 1,000 hills, and it is a land, of milk and honey. And today, if you'll sing your karaoke, there's a song that I learned in India called Yes Ekidoti. Chapanche Sat Atmadas Deara Maratera. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, many thanks there. Some great insight from the German captain there and the managing director. Technical director, sorry, of Rwanda Cricket there. Providing some great insight. Meanwhile, back to the action. Misfield there. Costing an extra run. Nigeria going very steady here. Just over 4 and over at current run rate. 38 for 2 off of 9 overs. And I think you think Brazil will be pretty happy with this start, Mary, at the halfway stage, just 38 runs up.
I should say, great shot, but straight to a fielder who's no other than Roberta, the captain, well known for Millsfield, and the Nigerian batters who can only afford a single run there. Coming back to your point, I would say this is a very good start from the Brazilian end, especially restricting these big Nigerian hitters to be cruising at a current run rate of a little bit above 4 runs and over. Great, I would say, exceptional attitude here with the field and in the ball, and they continue to impress with their field setup. They've managed to keep the ball within the rope. I think at a projected score of 88, and knowing a few of the big hitters that swept away, and will go straight comfortably to the scoreboard there. As I was saying, a projected score of 88 would be a comfortable one, I would say, for the Brazilians. Not quite comfortable, but very possible for them to chase.
Yeah, nice shot there, dispatching a poor ball down the leg side. Save your legs. That was racing away to the boundary, and Brazil have reacted to that, putting a fielder out there at fine leg, quite a square fine leg position there. Still with the Brazilian field, no protection on the offside boundary. keeping nice and attacking, which we like to see.
And Lara Cardoso continues, and that they will quickly earn themselves good running in between wickets. They continue to impress with their running. And joined today in the commentary box, we've been graced by the presence of a lot of guests. And the upcoming guest is the chairman of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, who was here in Kigali to cheer up for the Nigerian ladies who are playing at the moment. Mr. Uwe, welcome, and welcome to Rwanda. How are you doing this afternoon?
Thank you very much, Mary. I'm glad to be here. Just seeing this live, I think I'm enjoying the whole atmosphere, and thanks for the opportunity to join you here.
Awesome. And as the chairman, so far we're seeing your team moving at a current run rate of right above 5 and all that. What would you say it's to be expected from these ladies at the end of the day?
Yeah, I'm quite impressed with this. The instructions was that if you win the toss, bat out first. Nigeria has been known to be a bowling side across all our various teams. So we wanted to solidify our batting. They have specific instructions. So the run rates are ticking well. But what I can say is that between Salome and Esther Sandy, we have two people who have been playing together since they were kids. So hopefully they will put the right numbers and set that good platform for the team to defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've had the inside information from the Nigerian camp and the inside strategy of today's game. And as you can see, the batters are exactly doing what the chairman is talking about. Now, Mr. Chairman, congratulations and well done for hosting the first series, Nigeria T20 series, hosting other teams back home. We were really glad we saw that even Team Rwanda was invited. It seemed we were not able to be there physically, but because of the exposure and also the media.
अब सीख तो गए, अब तो जाने दो मुझे। ठहर जाइए, कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गई तो कहाँ ढूंढेंगे आपको? फैंटेसी अखाड़ा का 24/7 कस्टमर सर्विस है, आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करवा देंगे। कल जाने देंगे। फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Expanded it to 4 teams, 6 teams for the first time, and because before it was just a bilateral series. The reception was just fantastic, both in terms of quality, the media, all our stakeholders, potential sponsors. So we are really, really excited that any match next year, the second one will be held. And one of the reasons I'm here too is also to see my counterparts or their representatives. So it would be good to get one or two of the European countries or the South American countries also visit Nigeria. So between Rwanda and Nigeria, we will have established female cricket tournament on an annual basis.
That is good to hear, and potentially very impressive to hear. And the wicket is there. A wicket. Esther is gone. That was a nice shot to the offside, but unfortunately straight to a fielder who was not leaving anything to chance. That's the 3rd wicket. But as you've heard from the chairman himself, the lineup is well and precisely organized and arranged. I'm sure it is well built in terms of to succumb such pressure. Good bowling there from the Brazilian side. It's 54 for 2. 54 for 3 now. And we are cruising at a current run rate of right above 5. Great work there, Mr. Chairman. It is, I would say, it is exceptional to see how much how much investment, and to hear about the priorities that Nigeria cricket is having towards women's cricket. Why is that so? Why is the capitalizing on the women's cricket and investing much on the women's cricket now, especially?
Well, any reasonable organization, whether it's public sector, private sector, sports organizations, today you need to really drive your diversity and inclusion agenda. But for us, it was actually made more easy because you saw the interest, enthusiasm, and commitment of the female. In fact, my administration is actually being accused now of female bias, maybe wanting to do some rebalancing. But again, you just see the whole enthusiasm. We go to school, we are turning out more female students and more female just playing, and so it's just a whole lot of commitments from them. But at the end of the day, it's beyond what just the physical aspect. Improving the technical aspects of the game, because we actually believe that this platform for establishing the values of cricket, those things around friendships, integrity, care, respect, collaboration, and rest can be better, just sort of like better promoted using women, as it were. So we're really excited about all of this.
That is powerful there from the chairman himself. And I should say it seems to be a trend among federations, that, as I should say, Rwanda Cricket has also spent the last 5 years investing heavily on women's cricket. And as we can see from these games, it has a great shot there. That went on just less than 2 seconds, and it was out of the boundary. Sunday here is showing us some weekend vibes with her Sunday shots. That is Salome Sunday, the biggest hitter in the Nigerian camp. As I was saying, Mr. Chairman, after the 5-year investment in women's cricket here in Rwanda, we've seen it has been bearing fruits, which means it's showing results quicker than you could expect. So I guess it is also a good strategy that other federations are following into those steps, and it's good to see even Nigeria is taking on the steps. So let's talk a little bit about the tournament you mentioned about, that it will be hosted annually in Nigeria. So tell us a little bit more about the upcoming one. What are you looking? What did you learn from the previous one, being your first of that capacity? What did you learn from the previous one that you look to implement in the upcoming one? And when is it happening? Just give us a little bit of shed some light on what to expect.
Thank you very much, Mary. I'll come back to this, but before then, let me just really say that the investment in female cricket, as well, it's not just having just this one tournament. We've set up what is a good pathway and sustainable structure. PwC sponsors an under-17 event that has males and females, and the 4th edition of that has taken place. So you're going to be seeing some of those people coming out and representing Nigeria during the under-19 female qualifier in Botswana later this year, yielding dividends. So for us, it's sustainable development rather than just ad hoc quick wins. So back to the tournament. I mean, this is just really excited. Congratulations to Steve and the Rwanda Cricket Association for fantastic work and rest. We just, as I said, the aim is to replicate what's happening here in East Africa, in West Africa. We did 5 teams last year, and we want to make it minimum of 8 teams. There are 2 grounds in Lagos. It will also be an opportunity to showcase and show what we have of Lagos, the better side of Lagos, all the good things, of the 25 million people in Lagos. So there will be a lot of cultural experience. The hustle and bustle and excitement of Lagos is going to merge with some kind of technical aspects of that you enjoy over a period of 9 days in Lagos. So we're hoping this year 5 to 8 teams, but we'll create the right balance, because as Nigeria, we currently have the lead in terms of our West African countries. So 3 others will join us, and we expect to get 4 from the rest of Africa and hopefully Europe.
Awesome, well said there, well said, Mr. Uyi. You mentioned something that I'm really obsessed about. You said something called sustainability. I'm a big cricketer and a big sports person, and I feel like sustainability is something that has been lacking generally in the sports field. Now that you've brought it up, what does sustainability means to sports and the development of sports, especially women's cricket across Africa?
Sustainability in this sense will come from things around how the game can continue to trend and make impact over a long period of time. I think one of the advantages we have in cricket, you see that pathway and development over time. You make people enjoy the game. You see their overall development. You don't want a situation where, for instance, I mean, with due respect, we've shied away from going to get good cricketers from across. I'm sure there will be many of them across the world who are Nigerians to come and play for our national teams. But that would not be sustainable if you don't create the local leagues, the local school competitions, and everything working. So that sustainable structure, the whole ecosystem of groundskeepers. Last year, we only had 3 years ago, we only had like about 5 groundskeepers. Now in Nigeria, we have over 30 or 40 of them. They formed an association. We now have about 3 female umpires taking the word. We have a grounds lady, a young girl who is 19, who is just really interested, reading engineering in school, but says she wants to be a grounds person. So it's all the whole ecosystem. It's what makes that cricket sustainable. And I think that's the difference that we in Nigeria and the rest of the associate countries going to have as a way to leapfrog other competitions, to leap ahead of the likes of football and athletics that feel that they're already established. This sustained, deliberate planning on a consistent basis, aligning with the rest of Africa, is what will differentiate us.
Well said there. Well said, Mr. Way. I can't add anything to that, as especially as a female cricketer, hearing something like that is basically making me see the future of female and women's cricket in Africa being bright, as especially we at Africa Cricket Foundation, we believe in women, and we say that the future of women is now, and it seems it aligns very well with many federations, and we've seen even through this tournament great talent across Africa, especially among the women's cricket. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard that was the chairman of Nigeria Cricket, and now Lara is coming on attack from the banana plantation and doing a very good bowling there. Mr. Oyi, thank you very much. So if just this one word, or I would say the last comment you would like to share with other chairmen, basically other federation, with regards to women's cricket, what would that be?
As I said earlier, this tournament has showcased what we can expect from female cricket. I think we should all embrace it, but embrace it in a manner that is sustainable from the grassroots up to this stage. Let's just learn from this particular experience and continue to grow the game, using this as the ultimate platform. We've seen the standard across the 8 teams have been fantastic. Each game was showing how the improvements have happened, but credit to everybody, congratulations to all the players. But I think what I now also expect of them is to be good ambassadors of the game of cricket beyond what they've just experienced in the last 10 to 12 days. They should take it beyond the cricket pitch and just be advertisers or ambassadors of the game for associate cricket countries in Africa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owi, for joining us, and I will let you off the hook at this moment because I know you'd love to keep watching your girls doing their thing. And thank you very much for joining us, and we're looking forward to the Nigerian series probably very soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mary. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Well, we're watching us all week. You're welcome. Okay, and good luck for this game. Yeah.
And Carolina continues From the pavilion end, the score as we speak. Oh, that was really, really close. The score is currently 62 for the loss of 3. Salome trying to go big there, but does not connect properly. Great delivery there from Carolina. We've continued to see her consistency with building pressures for the batters with the dot balls as she keeps her length. And a chance there! That was close. Salome was in trouble for a second there. But again, Lara for missing that. For the missed chance there, it gives another life.
Yeah, Nigeria women here with a projected score of 92 definitely will feel light, but that's a lovely shot there to get that total up. It's some interesting but very effective fielding there from Ribeiro in the deep for Brazil, stopping it with her legs, and it's much appreciated by her teammates and by the German team as well, watching from the sidelines. Good dive there, putting the body on the line. It's what we like to see here out in the field. And as I was saying, Nigeria women will feel like the current projected score, 92, is light, but of course, with batting to come, only 3 wickets down, I think it's safe to say that this run rate should only increase. And I think they'll be looking potentially at the 110, possibly 120 mark at a push, as a strong total to defend against this Brazilian side.
Projected score is currently at 93. Only with the loss of 3 wickets. I'm sure Nigeria has a lot of resources to their disposal. Yes. Do you think the kind of play they're doing at the moment would be the proper play if they're to get over 120?
That's a lovely shot there into the leg side. It's some body on the line fielding again from Brazil, but it does go for the boundary in the end. It's a nice shot, good power shown there by the Nigerian batter. And yeah, as I was saying, they definitely feel like current projected score of 97 does feel light. I think Brazil will be more than happy to go in at the break with a total under 100, but you can imagine, you can only assume that this run rate will go up, as you were saying, with the batting to come that Nigeria have coming into these last 5 overs. They really can start to play some shots, maybe take a few more risks and try and find these boundaries. Brazil have the boundary scattered with fielders, long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. So if you're Nigeria, possibly looking at that offside, trying to penetrate the inner ring. Good fielding there, like they attempted, trying to put it to that offside boundary. But from a Nigeria perspective, definitely looking at upping this run rate in the next few overs. Yeah, that's exactly what they want. Just thinking more than just seeing see ball, hit ball. She waited, did Salome Sunday, and really forced that ball behind square, beating the short, fine leg. A really nice shot there, felt very controlled, knew exactly where she wanted to put it, and it raced away for 4. And as you said, Salome not bringing the fireworks as of yet. That could all change now.
महारथी जी, फैंटेसी अखाड़ा में विदेश जाने का भी चांस है। अब सुनो, हम आपको जाने देंगे। इतना सिखा दीजिए कि हम फौरन कैसे जाएंगे।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का
असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Yeah, and again we see yet again the Brazilian bowlers coming from the pavilion end round the wicket to the right-hander. It's an interesting tactic, but no doubt an angle that the batters won't be as used to. So it's good thinking from Brazil, just trying to make these batters think. And as long as they keep the ball on the money, no freebies, then Nigeria will really have to be creating their own runs. Just like that, big swing down the ground. There is protection out on the field, but it's a misfield, unfortunately. It goes for 4. The ball was hit hard. You're definitely expecting the fielder to safely cut that off, but unfortunately, it does beat the fielder at long on there. And it goes for 4. And now we're seeing consecutive overs with a boundary. And they'll definitely want to keep this momentum up as the current run rate finally goes over 5 runs and over. What can Carolina respond with? It's a nice ball and it's been bowled. And that's what that angle offers you. Bowled round the legs. With the batters just not used to that angle, it does create problems. And when you bowl it at the base of leg stump, like we see there, it does create problems. It's created a problem for Salome Sunday, and she has to walk off the pitch now. Yeah, and that's exactly what a bowling side wants. Break up a partnership, as Sunday was really looking to up the run rate there. Having faced a lot of balls, definitely had gotten her eye and was scoring nicely. But Brazil have broken that partnership. New batter to the crease to join a Tim who's only scored 7 off of 18, going quite slowly, and that's the thing with getting wickets this late on. It doesn't allow much time for the batters to really get their eye in. However, bowling short down the leg side does, and that was picked up very nicely indeed by the new batter, George. But it's cut off in the deep by the Brazilian fielder there at deep square leg. restricting them to 2 runs. However, lovely shot there to get her off the mark. Nice fielding there from Brazil. Still alert in the field going into this 17th over. Still sharp as ever. And yeah, I think when you've got a batter at the other end that's going really well, scoring at about a run a ball, you kind of take that anchor position. Just make sure you provide a good partner for your batter at the other end and rotate the strike, etc. But now there's a new batter to the crease. I think Etim will definitely want to take the game on herself as that shot goes behind square, behind point there. They come back for 2. That's good running. It's a nice shot from the new batter, George, who moves on to 4. But at this point, we talk about anchors, batters offering support at the other end, but coming into these late stages, really you're expecting both of your batters to swing hard, as we're seeing here from George, putting all her might into these shots. However, a play and a miss there. Nicole here trying to finish her over off well. It's another play and a miss. It's good bowling there. Just the 3 runs coming off of that over. And Nigeria on 83 for 4 after 17. Projected just a full short of the 100 mark, but I'm sure if the batters at the crease have anything to do with it, they'll make sure to get those triple figures that they'll need to defend their total against a Brazilian side who I'm sure will be delighted so far with what they're seeing here. They can keep taking wickets, keep fielding with energy, I'm sure they're proving a real nuisance here for the Nigerian batters. As Ribeiro comes on from the pavilion end with the cap on in the iconic Brazilian way of this tournament, bowling with the cap on. Having said that, I think for the first time of this tournament I've seen her take her cap off, so commentator's curse working in all sorts of ways here. Yeah, and I think we're expecting some bowling just like that. Really nice and full with mid-off and mid-on both on the boundary. No protection on the offside or leg side boundary for that matter. So definitely some full bowling expected from Brazil. Whether Nigeria can really try and use their feet, manipulate this field, because anything short, anything wide, and you definitely hope to make the most of it. It's a play and a miss there. As you hear the equally iconic tambourine of Brazil making noise from the sidelines. They've brought such a great energy, such a great atmosphere to this tournament. And this is continuing all the way into their final game here today. That's exactly right, yeah, and it's what you want to do as a team, taking something, anything from the losses as much as the wins, and they've definitely done that, bowling to the field they've set, which is such an important thing in cricket. You could set a perfect field, but if you don't bowl to it, then it can leak runs, but no real runs have been leaking here, as you can tell by that projected score of just 100. However, these last 2 overs, if they can bring some fireworks, I'm sure we can see a score just above 100.
Important point you raised.
As that ball is struck into the onside there, full toss but with cover out on that leg side boundary, both with a deep square leg, deep mid wicket, deep long on. It's going to be hard to pick up any boundaries on that leg side. That being said, George goes onto the offside there, cutting the ball, lovely timing, just to the fielder though, who does well to stop it, reducing to just a single. It's definitely one thing I've noticed from Brazil. Not that they've been free of any errors in the field, but they definitely put their bodies on the line there as that ball is chipped onto the offside. It just goes over the head of Nicole there, who was perusing at cover. Couldn't quite make it. As I was saying, sliding all around, going for all the catches that they can rather than backing away and letting the ball bounce like we see some teams do it's really good to see from Brazil, fielding with their bodies on the line and hearts on their sleeve. Yeah, that last ball was asking to be hit. If George could have connected willow to leather, no doubt that would have beaten the offside field setting and run away to the boundary. Not to be, though, as Nigeria go into the final over of their batting innings on 94 for 4. And no doubt we should be seeing some big swings here. Nothing to lose, 4 down, plenty of batting to come. They're really going to be looking and try and find some boundaries here. That being said, Brazil scattering the boundaries with fielders. So they're going to need to be smart here, the Nigerian batters. Yeah, the last over of a batting innings in the T20 format. It's asking for a slog to cow corner. Wouldn't be cricket without it. And it was a nice shot there. Good power shown to the unprotected leg side boundary. Could be a run out there. The throw's not good enough, unfortunately, and they do sneak the single. Bit of a wayward throw there. Missing the stumps and the fielder standing behind it. So they do sneak that single. 5 runs already off the first 2 balls of this over. Nigeria move on to 99, definitely looking over that 100 mark. And that one's down the leg side. That's going to be another ball to be bowled here in this final over. It's the last thing Brazil will want. Keep it straight, keep it full, as you've done for 19.2 overs so far. And they'll definitely be happy with the score that they can restrict Nigeria to today. Yeah, no cows are safe when Atim is at the crease in the final over here of this innings. And it was surprising. We've seen from Brazil throughout this tournament, really, being very quick onto the field changes. But after the first ball of this over being spanked to cow corner for 4, they didn't put anyone out there. They have now, learning from their mistakes. And this is proving to be a very good over for Nigeria here. Last ball here. assuming it's straight for this Nigeria innings, and it's struck, it's edged, it goes over between third man and backward point. It runs away for 4. What a way to end the innings for Nigeria. They'll be very happy with that last over, bringing them to a more than respectable total here. And would you look at that? It's been given a no ball by the umpire. I said as long as it's straight, it will be the last ball of the innings. I was wrong. Another ball to be bowled here. And that's better. All bowls very full. York's the batter. Fielder there couldn't quite stop it. As they sneak. 1 or 2 runs? Sneak a run there. And that is the end of their innings. Bringing them to a very respectable total there. 113. A team ending on 27 off of 30. Which is a very impressive strike rate actually, after being on just, I think, 9 off of 17 balls at one point. Really got their skates on and guided Nigeria women to a good score at the end of that innings.
now being in administrative position. It's welcome to Kigali. It's nice. Kigali brings cricket and also brings the personnel around Africa. Pauline is welcome to this small interview.
Thank you very much, Suji. It's a pleasure.
Okay. So what brings you to Kigali?
The ladies, of course. I'm very happy to be here. Obviously, I would usually be a player, but now I'm here to observe and see which areas the Kenya ladies team can improve, and also just to give them moral support as well. So I'm here in a different capacity, just to also just marvel at the development that's been done in respect to women's cricket, and particularly the very good work that Rwanda is doing for the promotion of the game for women.
Humble for those sentiments. I'll leave it there. But with your role, doubling up as a very busy person back home, you're a lawyer, etc., and now supporting the women. How is your role very important? To women, development in Kenya.
It's always good to have a representative representing your interests in the game, and I feel that we definitely need someone assertive. We need someone to drive the women's agenda in the board and the women's agenda in respect to development, promotion and management of women's cricket in Kenya, and that's now my mantle, and I take it very seriously, and I believe that it's an added measure to feel for the women to feel that there is someone pushing for them, there's someone who's safeguarding their interests, and there is someone who wants the best for them. Obviously the board as a whole means well for the development of all cricket, but it always adds that extra icing on the cake when you have someone specialized for that particular role.
I like what you say, specialized with a twinge on your face and with akufinya macho kidogo, which is very, very nice. Coming to Kwibuka now, you've seen, the ladies play, definitely you've seen Kenya play. So what is your take, what is your take seeing, other countries play? And being a lady, a former player who played, this game, and now this. What is your take?
I think it's exciting, the movements and the trajectory that women's cricket is taking. I'm a bit jealous because I feel that this is not something I had the honor of being involved in to this level, but I'm also excited for the next generation of players, which, as you can see, the women's team, there are a lot of young players, and I'm happy to see them enjoy these benefits. And I believe that the earlier players, my generation, opened up that path, and it's important for new actors to come in and enjoy the developments and just the hard work that has been done in the past that's put them in this position now.
One player comes to my mind, Emily Ruto, somebody who pioneer of the game, very, very, of course, instrumental. May she rest in peace. I feel that this is what she wanted the women cricket to be. Her spirits and her wish. Do you think that this would have been a pinnacle for her career as somebody who really, really was involved in the game? I'm sure you guys played together. So how would you have imagined Emily in this?
I don't think it would have been a pinnacle for her career. I think we have our goals set higher. If she was still playing at this stage, her pinnacle would obviously be qualifying for the Women's World Cup, whether it's T20 or 50 overs. But definitely this would be one of the things that she'd be happy and proud about in participating.
Moving forward from where we are, we've seen Rwanda play, definitely with Kenya play. Where do you think that, how will we reach the World Cup? Me being Kenyan Rwandan and you being Kenyan. So it is important, I'm just saying this because the two countries are passionately involved. Kenya has participated in every Kwibuka tournament, same as Rwanda. How do you see the two countries going to the World Cup? You've just said Emily should have been in the World Cup. how or what do you think that will take us through, to the World Cup?
I think what will take us to the World Cup, Rwanda and Kenya, is playing more games.
Very important.
Playing more games, playing against competitive teams. I believe the additions of Brazil, Germany, and Nigeria, and just a few other teams outside the East African fold is a positive step. We need to bring other teams on board. We need to bring teams like Bangladesh. We need to attract those teams. And that is only going to increase the level of cricket, improve the level of cricket that's being played. We might take a few hits early on, but long term, obviously, there'll be a lot to learn from that. And that is what will guide us in terms of issues such as qualifying for the Women's World Cup. And obviously, practice makes perfect.
I'm very, very happy when you say about the World Cup. I could see a glitter in your face. I could see a smile. Tomorrow's game is part of finals. Finals are a very, very important thing to play. It doesn't matter where. How do you fancy? Tanzania said that they're defending champions, as far as they know. Kenya says no. We are the defending champions. What's your take?
It's a game of champions. Most definitely it's going to be a very interesting game to watch. And the beauty about cricket is there's no front runner, there's no underdog. It just depends on how people wake up and whether people take their chances. It's anyone's game tomorrow. And it will be an interesting contest to watch, especially from our perspective, because we've made a lot of changes to the team. And we want to see how our development side, which is obviously the team of the future, the team we want to invest in, performs in the finals.
You've answered my next question, but where do you see Kenya after tomorrow? Because after tomorrow, Kwibuka is done. Yeah. Where do you see Kenya, or where do we see Kenya going?
I think what you'll see from Kenya is a lot of brave choices, and it's all geared to putting us in a very competitive position long term. In terms of our technical bench, in terms of our team composition, and in terms of our development sides, there'll be a lot of exciting things happening. And we're hoping that Kenya, unfortunately, is the only team that doesn't have an active women's league. And if we can kickstart that, I think you'll be seeing a lot more exciting games from the Kenya side. I think we've been the most exciting team of the tournament in terms of purely the amount of sixes and fours that have been hit by the team, and we want to improve. We want to improve on that.
Parting shot, have you seen a Pauline, yes, Omamo, in the Kenyan setup, since you are, a retired general in the team? Have you seen someone that you can say that is Pauline, and if he's there, who is she?
I've seen Pauline Reloaded, but I think it's best I don't mark them in public. But yes, I've seen some very exciting girls in the Kenya setup, and I'm just excited to see where they go in the next 2 years.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to Pauline. Enjoy yourself. You are in the land of milk and honey. Enjoy the milk and leave the honey. Where? Thank you. Run.
coming from pavilion end.
20K.
And there goes the first ball. Abdul Razak opens our account with a dot. The Nigerians look good in yellow. The yellow army, I would call. Oh, second ball. Oh, and it's a piece of misfield and goes down the extra covers. First boundary of the innings and first boundary for Lindsay Mariano. She gets off her mark with a boundary.
Yeah, fielding mistake there at cover, but it was hit powerfully there by Lindsay Mariano. A nice shot off the back foot, very straight bat. Deserved the four despite the misfield from the cover of Nigeria. That's a nice start here for Lindsay Mariano. Yeah, slightly unfortunate there, I think, off the pads of Lindsay Mariano onto the stumps there. The appeals went up after the ball struck the pads of the Brazilian opener, and then before they knew it, they saw the bails flying, and that brings the end of the short but sweet innings there from the Brazilian opener. Hit a nice boundary, but yeah, as you see, going way down the leg side, just strikes the back pad there, and then goes on to the stumps. Very unlucky. And yeah, I think you ask most people here what score is really in that zone of you just can't call it, and I think anywhere in the region of 110 to 120 runs is a really tough one to call, and you find out a lot in the first few overs in the power play just how this match will turn out, and Nigeria will be more than happy with this early wicket as Renata de Souza with a nice straight bat there, good stride, just getting her iron. And I think one thing that's important is they build a partnership as early as possible here, not taking too many risks, getting their iron, keeping the score ticking. Required run rate of 5.74, just below a run a ball here. Final ball of the over, and it's a nice one, lovely shape into the right-hander there, finds the inside edge, and that's the end of a very good over by Abdul. 4 runs conceded and a wicket. Lovely start for Nigeria, a dream start, and Brazil have some work to do for sure. In the air and gone. Just chipped there for the cover of Nigeria to take the easiest catch of her life, no doubt. Couldn't be dropped. And that is the end of the other opener for Brazil. Evelyn's innings comes to an end without scoring. Just chipped, as I said, to that cover fielder who was well aware of the ball travelling towards her. Safe hands. And if that first over was a dream start for Brazil, for Nigeria, sorry, this is an even better one. Just lacked the timing with that drive, really. Maybe a bit too eager to get to the ball. Didn't read the pace right. Came far too early, and one thing you need to do in these early stages, keep the ball on the ground, stay out of risk. It's a lovely ball there, playing a miss, beats the bat. Really nice shape here from Samson. Rachel here, coming from the banana plantation end. Nice field setting as well from Nigeria. It's an edge, and it runs down behind square. And I was just wondering, these Nigerian opening bowlers are getting the ball moving through the air, whether they can afford to put potentially a slip in, although with the total that Brazil set, it's a hard one to know whether you can afford to leak those runs in the early stages here. But I think having taken those 2 wickets, it does give a comfortable margin of error for Nigeria here. Daniela Stadon off the mark nonetheless. As that ball is much shorter, it's played to short third man for no run there. Renata de Souza still yet to get off the mark. 4 balls faced here. Worked into the leg side there, but you see the energy in that Nigerian field. Jumping onto the ball there. Shouts from all positions. They're definitely up for this one. There's no consolation prizes here. These teams want to win. They want to finish their campaign in a positive way. And taking 2 early wickets is certainly a good way to do that, as the dots continue to build up here. And that's the end of the second over. Just the 1 run conceded, and a vital wicket as well. And as I said at the end of the first over, Brazil really do have some thinking to do here. Still early days, no doubt, if they can build a partnership here, take this game deep into the innings, deep into the last overs. Lovely areas there, and the bowler diving to stop that one. If there's one thing a bowler wants to help, it's limiting the number of runs that they concede off their own bowling there. They'll do anything. As Abdul carries on her spell into her second over here from the pavilion end. Again, it's lovely shape, really just drifting into that right-hander, making it so hard to play a confident drive with that ball moving in the air. No doubt the Brazilian batters out there, Daniela, will be looking to try and work that ball onto the leg side with the shape of the bowling. And again, the energy is electric from the Nigerians here in the field. Really up for this game, which is lovely to see. 3 dots from the over so far. And that one's off the pads. They run it, and a slight misfield there. Would have been interesting with a clean pickup. But there will be leg buys there. It's good running. They're going to need to sneak these runs here because with the bowling as tight as possible as it is now, runs need to come from somewhere. It's good alertness from Brazil. And Renata de Souza on strike now. 0 off 6 balls so far. And again a misfield. But it's good running from Brazil, and I tell you one thing about being a fielder, seeing a ball come into you and then hearing shouts from the batters, running between the wickets, does put you under pressure. And it forces the error there from the Nigerian cover, and they sneak the single. But it's good running, it's good intent. Loud shouts, putting the fielders under pressure. Oh, and that's missed everything there, and it runs away to the boundary. That'll be 4. It was an incredible ball there, yet again with that shape, drifting into the right-hander, beats the batter, beats the stumps, vitally beats the wicket-keeper, and then runs away. And that's 4 byes there. It's unfortunate for Abdul. It was a lovely ball. How that missed the stumps, I'll never know. But Daniela won't mind, that's for sure. Counting our blessings here as the 3rd over comes to an end. Brazil move on to 11 runs, 2 wickets lost. What do you think of the start here, Rom? It's a pretty slow one from Brazil as there's a play and a miss there off a nice bowling. Can they afford to be taking it steady in these early stages, especially after losing those 2 early wickets, and just try and take their time to rebuild? Still with that precious wicket in hand, though, that she'll be treating like gold dust here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium as she plays and misses again. Being very watchful here, Renata de Souza, in the early stages of this power play. But it's a really nice field from Nigeria, as Rob mentioned. Just the 2 owl on the boundary. All of the fielders on the inner ring jumping onto any ball that they see as that one is edged. It goes to 3rd man. There's a bit of confusion. It goes to the bowler's end. It'll be close. And the bowler just held onto that ball for a little bit too long there before throwing it. Daniela survives the little scare there. It did go straight to the 3rd man fielder, but
अब सीख तो गए, अब तो जाने दो मुझे।
ठहर जाइए, कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गई तो कहाँ ढूंढेंगे आपको?
फैंटेसी अखाड़ा का 24/7 कस्टमर सर्विस है, आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करवा देंगे।
कल जाने देंगे।
फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Into the 5th over now of this Brazilian batting innings. Slow start here. I'd say slow and steady, but those 2 wickets lost, perhaps not so steady. A maiden in that last over. Really good bowling, as we have a change of bowler at the other end here. That's a nice strike there. They take the run again, putting the fielders under pressure. Direct hit, and that has to be out. Yep. The umpire thought about it, but I think he's given... Has he? Well, I thought the Brazilian batter was really struggling there. It was a great throw. Direct hit. Umpire says no. He was standing close behind the stumps. We've got a replay here. It was good positive running, taking on the fielder, but it was a clean pickup and a great throw, and she's well out. Didn't run her bat in. That being said, one thing that defines the spirit of cricket is umpire's decision is final. And she survives. Two escaped chances here from the 2 current Brazilian batters. They go up, that'll be close, and that is gone. That did look like a clear LBW, and Renata de Souza departs for just 1 run off of 14 balls. It was a slow innings, and she'll be very disappointed with that, but it was some good bowling there, nice and full, nice and straight. Hit her on the boot, and there's not much she could do about that, unfortunately. As they survive a couple of run-out scares, they can't survive that one. Abdul Quadri gets her first. Brazil now 3 down here and really facing an uphill battle at Gahanga Cricket Stadium today. It was a lovely ball, very full, hit the back pad, absolutely plumb, and I think Renata de Souza knew it as well. On her bike straight away. Good umpiring there, and great bowling as well from Abdul Quadri. Laura da Silva, Cardoso in now to try and give Brazil a bit of hope. I know, having spoken to their backroom staff, they're a very tactical team. They really know exactly what they want to get out of an innings. One thing they definitely don't want, no team wants, is to lose 3 wickets inside 5 overs. That goes without saying. However, no doubt they'll still be having they'll still know their tactics. They'll still know what they want to do. That's one thing for sure, as that ball is just worked down to short fine leg there for no run. And there's no doubt Brazil will need some very good tactics to try and get out of this hole that they find themselves in. Not at the expense of poor batting, but a very good bowling display early on here from Nigeria. Again, bowling full, hitting the perfect Yorker. Really does ask questions of the batters. We see some bowling when it's short, and it allows these batters really to just open their bodies up and throw their hands through the ball, allowing easy runs here. But if there's an exact opposite of that, it's bowling right on the money, full, straight, tucking these batters up, and Brazil as well especially love to play on the back foot, so full bowling to them is definitely a good way to go. Nigeria have done their homework, and that is the end of the 5th over here. Nigeria in good spirits, rightfully so, as they buzz around the field. And a bowling change now as well. George is now coming on, marking a run-up out, trying to continue this incredible bowling form that we've seen from Nigeria in the opening 5 overs here. We're seeing a fielder being sent out to deep mid-wicket there. Third man being brought in. Fine leg absent for Nigeria, so we're going to need some good bowling here. Long on also being sent to the boundary, which from a Nigeria perspective, possibly a little bit defensive. They're doing very well for runs, and if they can keep taking just a few more wickets, really start to get into that middle to late order of the Brazil women, they put themselves in a really good position here. What do you think, Rom? Yeah, this does take me back to Brazil versus Botswana on Sunday, I think it was, as that is a great ball bowled by George, beating the bat yet again. And we were asking questions as Brazil were chasing their total, got off to a very slow start, almost throughout their innings, their entire batting innings, below the required run rate, well below the required run rate actually, but they got there in the end. And I asked the question to the Brazil backroom staff, and they said they had their tactics throughout, and that really is part of their team spirit, is to stick to their tactics and their strategy that they have. So I think they definitely know what they want to achieve out there, but achieving it is another thing when you're facing such good bowling. And it's in the air, it should be taken, and it is taken, and that's yet another wicket dropped for Brazil. That's their 4th one down. Daniela is gone. 4 wickets in the power play with 1 ball to go. I was watching the Nigeria women in the warm-up, and I don't think I saw them drop a single high ball. So that one was a given. As soon as it was in the air, I'm sure Daniela knew that her time was up in the middle of the crease. Which brings in Avery, the captain. And this game is calling for a Captain Fantastic knock. Avery will hope that she can bring it, but as I've said, easier said than done comes to mind, because these Nigeria women are bowling so well in such good areas, giving Brazil absolutely nothing here. Just a run rate of 2 in the power play with 1 ball to go and 4 wickets down. Brazil in some trouble here. I beg your pardon, that's the power play done. 12 for 4 after the first 6 overs. Not good viewing for Brazil here. But never say never. I'm sure they're not going to be too deflated. They've got batting to come. As I've said, they've got their strategy and their tactics down to a T. It's just whether these Nigeria bowlers are going to take their foot off the pedal and give them anything to work with. As of yet, I don't think so. Yeah, they won't mind how they get their runs. Middle of the bat, edge of the bat, missing the bat. They just need runs here, and they need them quickly. It's a welcome edge. Welcome bat on ball for Brazil as Nigeria react to that, dropping their third man out to the boundary. Perhaps a bit reactionary there. Only seen the one edge. And if anything, that should give you a bit of hope for some more edges, possibly to put a slip in. That's a wide ball there. First real signs of Nigeria women perhaps struggling a little bit with the ball. However, you've got to say after those first 6 overs, they can afford this. If there's one thing, it's always hard as a new batter coming to the crease. If you've got someone at the other end that's been there for a few overs, faced a few balls, got bat on ball, got a few runs, it's always easier just to get a bit of advice, a bit of reassurance. However, as the captain strolled out into the middle, she met her partner, Laura Cardoso, who's on 0 off of 4 balls, so 2 very new batters here, facing an uphill battle, playing a miss. As they say, put the rubbish in the bin. Waist high full toss there, dispatched by Roberta. And again, I was just about to say they need a boundary here just to get some momentum going. For Brazil, it's quite easy to see if they're doing well or not, because you can hear the tambourine being bashed about on the sidelines if they're doing well. If not, it's some unusual silence from the Brazilian camp. We heard a bit of atmosphere there created by that 4, and Roberta no doubt will want to have a few more of those freebies, because runs are proving very hard to come by thanks to some Nigerian bowling of the highest quality. Yeah, they're definitely creating a name for themselves as being the party people of this tournament. I go back to that very well-earned win against Botswana last weekend, and the celebrations there really show that they're bringing the carnival atmosphere from the streets of Rio to Gahanga Cricket Stadium here in Kigali. And it's great to see, representing cricket outside of Africa, just one of 2 teams, Germany, the other, as we saw in the game before, really showing what the South Americans are made of here. It's good to see. Yeah, definitely, and an absolutely beautiful country it is as well. I'm not sure there would be many international cricket teams that would turn down the chance to come here and play at this incredible stadium here at Gahanga. Beautiful views in the south of Kigali, with the second pitch being built as well. So development definitely on the rise here, and as I said, you'd be a fool to turn down the opportunity to play in this beautiful country. No doubt both of these teams have had a wonderful week or so in this tournament. They'll definitely want to end it on a high, though. We've seen such good cricket played in good spirit, but in competitive spirit, as you want to see. and this is no exception today, as that's the third shot on the bounce. That's been smacked to mid-off there. Mid-off making no mistake to get down, clean up, and put the dot ball on the scorecard. That's a very good over there from George. A maiden yet again. Very, very good bowling. And after those runs in the previous over, that definitely puts a halt to any potential momentum that Brazil were getting with the bat. But it still offers good signs. Willow on leather is what you want as a batter. And although Roberta found the fielder on the last 3 balls of that over, bat on ball is always a good sound. And that's a big swing there. The ball making its way onto the leg side, beating that fielder. They think about the second, but turn it down. Good decision making there from Brazil. Not the cleanest of strikes, but they managed to turn that into a single, and that's what they need to do. They can't rely on big hits out of the middle of the bat to the boundaries. They need to turn any ball they can into a scoring ball, and that'll be done with taking these quick singles, putting the fielding side under pressure. And Nigeria no doubt will know that that'll be too high. Hence why they've still got their inner rings scattered with fielders. Keep the pressure onto the batting team. And 21 for 4 after 8 overs is, I think, the very definition of pressure. And Roberta moving on to 9 runs off of as many balls, now 9 off 10. But she's been striking the ball well here. Bar that last ball finding the edge of her bat, we've seen a lot of shots right out the middle, albeit finding fielders. It's definitely a good sign that she looks in good touch. It's just whether she can start beating this inner ring. Plays that off the back foot, punch to cover. But definitely no run in there if the Nigerians have anything to say about it. That's the end of the 9th.
कितने पैसे चाहिए? पैसा नहीं, इज्जत। मोहल्ले के चिरकुट लौंडे हरा रहे हैं मैं फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स में। आप एक्सपर्ट हो, सिखाओ।
सिखाऊंगा तो जाने दोगे? फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स का असली अखाड़ा।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व हैं और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
They'll need Roberta to bat deep into this innings, I think, to stand any chance. Yeah, and that's exactly what Brazil need. Anything short, anything too short, anything too full. They cannot afford to miss out on these chances to get runs. And with the field setting as it is, such a huge gap just to work it into the leg side for 1, possibly 2, possibly 4 if it's hit well enough. And that's a nice shot, but a great bit of fielding there. Getting the trousers dirty with a good slide, good bit of fielding, restricting Brazil to just 1 run there. But what we see with the spinners coming on is such a lack of pace in that pitch. These batters having to create everything themselves. And a half-hearted shout there. But no doubt Laura got back safely.
coverage, and sometimes my husband comes to field and assists me as well. So that was I was able to like manage in between.
That's perfect. So again, I won't ask you too many more difficult questions. I've just got one more. So my final question though is, what words do you have for hopefully all the women out there who are watching this, who are thinking, this looks amazing, I want to be part of this, be it playing, scoring, umpiring, but especially umpiring from your point of view, you know, inspire some people out there. Why should they take up umpiring? She's currently thinking. The score's 37 from 12 overs, 5 wickets down, while I just give her a moment to inspire the next generation of female umpires.
Okay, I would like to say this. As a female, I think the world we are now, it's gone beyond it has to be only male, it has to be... I think as a female, if you've got passion for something, go for it. Especially when it comes to umpiring, I say that because in Nigeria we have, for now I think we have more than 10 female umpires.
Amazing.
Yes, in Nigeria. And they've been doing perfectly well. Aside from officiating the male games, they didn't do it like, okay, because you're a female you have to officiate a female game because you're a male. It keeps going on and on. So it gives us enough scenarios, it gives us different things. So it helps us grow. So I like to say to someone out there, I know someone is out there, people are out there that really want to go into it, just go for it. Push for it, concentrate, stay focused, and be determined you'll get there.
I knew you'd get the answer in the end when I gave you a moment. That's fantastic. I'll hand you back over to Romeo for a bit more commentary.
All right, thank you, Lee. It was good having you and Angus Berry. So it's good having you, Temi. So what would you say is your experience throughout this league that you've been officiating alongside men in the umpiring team? What would you say? How was your experience, and what do you look forward to?
All games have been a good experience for me. I take from every game, I learn from every game. It helps me improve on the areas I'm lacking in. But I must say,
All right. I see it's going. Tell us more.
Rome, I can see the only female umpire of this tournament. And we've had 8 editions, Temi. This is a special tournament that is hosting the only female umpire and the first. So I'm sure the laugh that was coming from there, it is the laugh of excitement. So how has been your experience? How does it make you feel to be the first female umpire of Kwibuka International Tournaments?
But this is my third This is my T20 International. I did 2 in Lagos, and yeah, I am. So it's a great privilege for me. Like, I was so happy. I was so happy when I got the call up for it. I was like, okay, this is the time for me to go to where I'm wishing to start from. It's just the beginning for me, but I'll say I'm enjoying it, and I like every moment of it.
I would say here, the commentary box, my excitement has never been contained. Every single match that I watch you umpire in there, and the less containment comes from the pride I feel as a woman as well. And I mean, not to brag around, the only female commentator as well, but I mean, but much of the pride comes from having participated in all the 8 editions of Kwibuka. So this one has particularly been very special, not only hosting African teams, even teams beyond Africa. A big shot there that will run to the boundaries. And ladies and gentlemen, Roberta here from the Brazilian team is not playing games. They need 83 of 55 balls. I beg your pardon there. It's Laura Da Silva who's still in there. Played a very nice shot to the cow corner. And I should say, Lee, one thing that impresses me about the Brazilian team is their attitude from the first ball to the last ball. As you can see, the odds don't really seem to be in their favor at this moment, but that does not quench the thirst they have there with the bat.
They've been great to watch all tournament, and again, I think that comes from the top, the leadership from the captain. I think she certainly leads by example. There was lots of kind of warming up going on earlier. I usually, as a coach, we usually do some bowling drills, some fielding drills. It mainly seemed to be dancing going on in the corner, but it's whatever works. But no, they've been really good all throughout, and again, it's exposure to matches, as we know. More and more games that they get to play, the better they will be. The individual talent there, it's just about playing more and more games now, and opportunities like this are absolutely priceless.
As you can see, they still keep the scoreboard ticking there. It's 46 in the 15th over, the loss of 5 wickets, but that does not kill the morale from the Brazilian camps. As you can hear from the background, louds of samba going on from their camp. Morale is still up and going. That's an interesting there. An interesting invitation. If you've heard and you're anywhere around Kigali, you know where to find the Director of Operations of MCC. And coming from the pavilion end is no other than Taiwo. Coming on attack there. Bowling full. A chance there. But a slow pick up by the bowler. At the mid-off will gain Nigeria a single run. I agree, given that now it's a do-or-die game. It's the last game that decides who scoops the 5th position of this T20 Kwibuka International Tournament.
And a big shot down the ground there. 4 runs. This is exactly what we want to see for these last 5 overs now. I'm sure they've got a very long journey home, the Brazilian team, so they might as well try and go out with a bang. So, umpire, have I been nice enough to you now that should I end up for some reason playing club cricket in Lagos, that if I happen to just be caught in front LBW, I might get the better of a close decision?
Being it an LBW, I give the whole focus on it, because you have to take your time. Be careful if it's not bats before pad. That alone, and let it be. If it gets you on it, on a wicket to wicket, you are half.
And Lee Booth, you can hear
disappointed.
You sound disappointed, but now I understand why she is the only female umpire.
Absolutely, that's what you want to hear from the umpire. But it was worth a go, Mary, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I absolutely agree.
Always try it. And again, a big shout out to everybody. I think the person who are most important on a cricket field are the umpires, and always be nice, pleasant to the umpires. Treat them with respect that they deserve, because there's no game without them.
Yeah, it's usually big weight on their shoulders in there, trying to be keen on every ball from the beginning to the end. Not quite an easy job, but without umpires, cricket cannot be there. 54 for the loss of 5 in 15.2 overs.
So come on then, let's all play the game in the commentary box. I think the 113's out of reach by now. What do you think they're going to finish on? So 4 overs to go. I'm going to say big last overs. I'm going to give them 78.
Yeah, 78, not a bad shout there. I'm gonna be, I'll be the cynical one, bowled out for 60.
I'm going to be slightly less cynical, and I'm going to go 68.
Oh, but looking at the next ball that is hit down third man, I would personally give it 80. 80. Yeah, 80.
Commentators' blessings here from Lee Booth.
And it's looking good for Lee there because there's a 4 through backward point down to the boundary, and we're up to 60 already. So I'm sorry, your 60 all out's looking really bad, shout. Rumour has it beers are on him at just again plus 250.
Short there. Umpire, are you allowed to play the game? Can you guess, or do you have to remain totally impartial?
Actually, I'm watching the game now. So now, judging from how the bowling has been going and the fielding and all, I'll give them 88 is good for me. 88?
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. 88 is good. Because it's just 5 overs, it's just 15 overs gone. This is 16, so they have 4 to go.
Mary, as ever, has been really sensible, kept quiet till the end, so she gets the easiest guess. So, got a big shot there down the ground. Should be an easy one out to long on.
Yeah, as you said, I had some time to think about all your guesses here, and given that Lara and both the Laras are in there, I would give them 67.
67? What? I thought we were in the commentary box here to try and empower women. And you've gone for 67, Mary.
That was trying to lighten up the mood of the gentlemen in the commentary box.
And a real struggle for Mary there as 4 more runs come down to the third man boundary there, taking the score already to 66.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you could have been here to witness the enlightened mood by the gentlemen here, by the hear of the most optimistic number of 68. But hey, well, at the rate that they are going, I would say I would go for a bigger one than Temitope. 100. They can go to 100. I'll give them 100.
We're going all the way to 100 now.
100 now.
Ah, absolutely. No, only Mary gets 2 guesses.
$66 for 5 and 16 overs now.
All right, thanks to Lee and Angus and the female umpire, the only female umpire in Mary's voice.
Yes.
Thank you. It was good having you around. Yeah, keep supporting cricket, and we look forward to having Angus confirmation on Rwanda being on the list.
A good shot there, courtesy of Lara Cardoso, and coming on attack with the ball from the pavilion end is no other than Imimole Miracle. I could say, Rome, this is a great comeback from the Brazilian team, especially with a very tight power play they had today. The field was really tightened, but I could say again, as they continue to impress with their attitude, I think the fall of the wicket has not shaken their confidence even a bit, and that's one thing to take away from the Brazilian team.
Yeah, a lot of positives to take from the Brazilians, really. If you look at this, the roller squared. I hope that doesn't have to do anything with the commentator's cast. I was about to say something positive, that they had built a good partnership, which has come to an end now, and it was a good comeback really, and I believe if they can play all the overs, they can get close to 100 maybe, if they keep the same strike rate or run rate.
Another wicket there for the team Nigeria as Agatha walks out. She doesn't seem very disappointed with her effort. And Moretti, a very great fielder and a fierce bowler, is in there to try and do it for Team Brazil. I beg your pardon there. Incoming is Monteiro and not Moretti. Moretti, being the captain, walked off a little bit earlier. It was the third wicket for Team Nigeria. And now looking to also come through for Team Brazil with the bat to face Miracle. Miracle, who seems to be doing some miracle there. It was in the air. But of course, it seems after the broken partnership, there's been a little bit of flex on the field. What do you think?
I think the Nigerians are confident enough, and they are looking at just stopping the boundaries and maybe allowing them to do the singles where they can. But if you look at the bowling attack, and that's a misfield. That's a misfield that is getting. Oh, they almost ran for the second one.
That's Monteiro for you. She's always on her marks and getting set to go at any time in between wickets.
Yeah, let's see if she can keep that up with the attack from Miracle Emimore, which seems to be working for the Nigerians, and that's I don't know whether I can call it a good decision or bad decision. Let's see what the delivery comes from. Let's see how it comes, and the reaction from the batter who's off strike.
71 for 6 and 16.5 as Miracle. Oh!
It was a good decision indeed. She comes before she decided not to bowl the previous ball, and she came for this, and it goes straight to the bells, and Nicole Monteiro departs after scoring 1 run.
Lara Moyes comes in. As you can remember, in the first inning, she's one of the most economical bowlers that Roberta Monteiro has for her team, and now she might just be the one to come through for Team Brazil. It's 71 for 7, needing 43 runs off 18 balls. The chances for Team Brazil seems to be closing. And don't forget, Romeo, Lara Cardoso is still in there, comfortably in there. We've seen her in a couple of other games, going strong. 23 off 32 balls as we speak. Good over there from Miracle, doing some miracle for Team Nigeria.
Indeed, Mary. And now her team player, Samson Rachel, coming from the Banana Plantation end with Rola Cardoso, who looks to be on form today as she keeps her wicket, and she has 23 runs off the 33 deliveries she's faced. And this is the anti-penultimate over being bowled by Samson Rachel. The game is coming close to an end. Oh, and she cuts the ball, but there's someone at point who can't let the go pass. And Rora stays there. She looks frustrated after power hitting the ball, and she couldn't even get a single. And she's batting alongside Lara Moise, who's not off strike yet. Oh, she drives it again. That's a misfield. And Brazil takes advantage of it. That's a run. And Lara Moise comes on strike to open her accounts.
Romeo, you mentioned your 80 seems to be coming true slowly. Let's see what Lara does. That is a slow movement there. Very slow intention there to attack that ball from Lara. And I should say, pretty good over ongoing at the moment for Samson. And if you're just joining us, we are coming to you live from Gahanga Cricket Stadium here at the heart of Kigali in Rwanda, where Brazilian women are taking on the Nigerian women. This is the second inning. Brazil trying, and it's in the air. Will she get the... Oh no. That goes over the covers. And I should say, great courage there from the batting pair to try and steal a run. But lucky enough from the poor decision of a throw from the fielder, both the batters, Lara, who would have been in trouble otherwise, another life. Great over there, only conceding 3 runs from an over. Well bowled, Samson. I should say, Romeo, it has been a beautiful day here at Gahanga. Beautiful games where all the teams that were playing today, they were closing up. They were doing their final game today. They were playing their final games and securing position 7 to 5th. And now it looks like position 5 is slowly smiling to the Nigerian side. Good shot there, cut to the point, but could only afford a single run as the field is well set to restrict any sort of a boundary. Awesome shot there from Lara Moise. Beautifully driven there to the long off. Securing themselves another run. Romeo, I see we are slowly cruising to your estimated mark here. Let alone some of us who are going all beyond to 100. The chances seems to be closing for us.
Yeah, I said they would get 80, but now I can say more or less 80. So this is the last over coming from the Nigerians to wrap up this as they secure their 5th position on points table. No, not on the points table, on the final list of the participants of the 8th edition of Kwibuka Women T20 Tournament.
Credit where due. What a way to end the tournament on a high note. I would say, even missing a chance to winning this game, Brazilian team continues, will surely be ending this tournament on a very high note. Lots of positives to get from them. Good shot there. Lara tries to go for it too, but it was a little bit too late of a time to make that decision. As Miracle, interestingly, has changed bowling side. Now she's coming from the banana plantation end. Bowling to Rala Moyes.
Yeah, and as that required run rate now becomes mathematically impossible, you'd like to see Brazil ending with a bit of flair, having a bit of fun like that. Lara Moyes swinging her back through, coming for the single. It shouldn't be out there. She makes her ground comfortably. A very, very respectable first Kwibuka T20 tournament here for Brazil women. Not ending on a win, but they've certainly proven that the South Americans can play cricket. Laura Cardoso is on 27 off of 40 balls. It's been a good innings from her. Patient, protected her wicket. As she comes down the ground, it's really good to see the use of the feet there. I think it's not used enough. You see stepping up the wicket to the ball and smacking it down the ground. That'll be 4. That's a lovely shot there.
I agree with you. Great positivity. Even as you said, a win looks mathematically impossible. Lara Cardoso, it seems to be game on to the last ball. What a positive attitude. What a beauty from this lady. And I think if Villas-Boas was able to retain her early wicket, they would have made a great partnership with Lara Cardoso, as we've seen in the couple of last games where they've been able to anchor, and with the help of the captain as well, been able to anchor the Brazilian team. But that early wicket might have taken a great toll of the Brazilian team, I should say.
Yeah, I think what you see with most successful run chasers, if not all, is there's always that person that's been in there from early on, has a lot of balls under her belt and takes her team over the line. And as Laura there tries to scoop on the very last ball of their tournament, she misses, but it's good to see, as we said, Brazil ending the tournament, having a bit of fun. Nonetheless, Nigeria women with a brilliant display with the ball there, really not giving Brazil much to work with. They finish on 83 for 7 after 20 overs, 31 runs short of that total, but they've played the game in great spirit and gave it their all.
You gotta love this, ladies, I should say. You could hear from the Brazilian camp a big shout out to that attempted scoop. Attempted but failed scoop. I'm sure they were more impressed with the intention of trying to do as much as they can. Beautifully played. What a way to end the tournament for the both teams.
Yeah, mutual respect being shown here, as you can see on your screens. Both teams acknowledging what were the opponents the other has been, as well as the umpires in there, the coaching staff. No one going unappreciated, and rightfully so. It's been a great day of cricket. And now the music starts.
Nigeria won.